Echoes of laughter haunt these walls. Memories linger like whispers in the night. Every corner feels empty without your light. A heart once whole, now shattered and torn. Every day feels like the calm before the storm. Chasing shadows of the moments we share. In this world of sorrow, I'm lost and bare. A heart once whole, now shattered and torn. Every day feels like the calm before the storm. Chasing shadows of the moments we share. In this world of sorrow, I'm lost and bare. Shadows of goodbye, they linger on. In the depths of grief, I'm feeling so wrong. But your spirit lives on in the love we knew.
So, what I want to touch on tonight is it's been happening today. Yeah, I know my AR doesn't have problems with parodies, thieves, or anything like that, but he moved past, and he even stated in his he moved past that. But what I saw tonight is going too far. Not only they're stupid, but also and one of my friends, my mods. I don't that. We can have our own thoughts, own theories, and our own opinions without attacking each. That's thought on it. And my opinion. We can stay in our own land without attacking each other. I love my community, love my subscribers, love my members. This is what I do for subscribers and members, everyone I care about in my community. But what I saw really irritated me. It did. It irritated me. I'm no guilter. I know AR is no guilter. I know Heather is not a guilter. We can all work together. We can all our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own theories without attacking other creators and calling them stupid and idiots, and morons. Yeah, this is all I'm going to say about it. But AR, I love you, my brother and Heather. Yeah, I love you. You're one of my mom, one of my friends. But I found out today that I'm the most deserving member of the victims' families is Ben Hogan. He has set up a GoFundMe uh, to make to Boise. Now, Ben Mogan, he has no income as far as I know. and he's the most deserving person in this case to have GoFundMe. Gonzalez's, not so much, because they have jobs. I'm not sure if Ben has it, but he set up a GoFundMe to come up. I'm not even sure how much his GoFundMe is. I will have to look at it because I'm pretty sure that his GoFundMe is not as high as the Gonzalez's. As a matter of fact, let me look his GoFundMe up because the Gonzalez's put it on their page. I don't know why they would put it on their page. See right there, this guys, this is more reasonable. This is more of a reasonable GoFundMe than Gonzalez's. He only has his set at 15,000. Where you look at the Gonzalez's, it's at what? They bumped it up to 75,000. His I could understand. He's not wanting all that much money. To where you look at Gonzalez's, it's at, I think I checked it earlier today, about 60,000. So it's got 15,000 to go before it reaches its mark of 75. Now let's see if when it gets close to 75, they raise it. But guys, I can support Mogan's GoFundMe because it is not as ridiculously high as the Gonzalez's. And I do want to say a thank you to Tommy Jude for backing AR tonight in his live. I want to say thank you, Tommy. That was really nice of you to back AR up in your live tonight. Yeah, I stand with AR, and there's a lot of people in this community that stand with AR. Like I told AR through text message here a little while ago that I'm his ride or die brother, and I am. And I stand with AR, and I'm in the AR square. And brother, I back you up. I back you up just like Tommy backed you up tonight. But yeah, support Ben's journey to justice for Maddie. $10,731 raised of a $15,000 goal. You see, I will stand behind Ben Logan's GoFundMe because it's not ridiculously high like Salvis's. And speaking of that, let's see how much money they've raised. Yeah, here we go. They've raised $61,200 of their $75,000 goal. I'm sorry, I can't support the Gonzalez's GoFundMe, but I do support Ben Mogan's GoFundMe because he is not out front in this case. The Gonzalez family is out front in the case. They're doing interviews constantly. Where the last interview that I saw from Ben Mogan was over a year ago, and he was in a coffee shop and it was the last coffee shop him and Maddie actually went to together. Yeah, this compared to this, I would support Ben Mogan's GoFundMe. I wouldn't support the Gonzalez's. I really wouldn't. And maybe when I get paid, I just might send like $5 to Ben Mogan's GoFundMe. Would I chip into the Gonzalez's? No. Would I chip into Ben's? Yes. He is the only GoFundMe I would chip into next to my brother AR. But yeah, we can all get along. We can all have our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own theories. We need to knock it off with the slander. And the slander I'm talking about is calling someone stupid and an idiot and a moron. We need to knock that stuff off. We really do. Because that's not helping find justice for Kaylee, Matt, Xana, and Ethan. But we also got to think about exactly where Brian fits into this case. That's one thing we do have to think about where he fits in, because right at the point in time, he doesn't fit in anywhere. Now I know the process. I know the jury is going to want a motive. The prosecution doesn't have to necessarily give a motive. The jury would want a motive. Is there a motive in this case? No, there's no motive. Now, is there some type of evidence that we haven't seen, like say the FBI is holding on to? Possibly, because we haven't seen the evidence the FBI has, and it's because of this gag order. The state would have to bring some type of damning evidence against Brian to get him convicted. Do they have that damning evidence? We don't know because of the gag order and because Bill Thompson has sealed everything up. So we don't know what they have. We don't know what the FBI has. Could there have been a possible drug connection to the house? Yes. Have we seen anything that could link drugs to the house? Yes. Could we be wrong? Yes. We all have our own thoughts and our own opinions and our own theories. What's going on in this case? And we do, guys. That we do. And I saw a video earlier.
And let me ask you a question. If you have three different families that you have a vendetta against and you want to send a strong message, would you go after each one of them individually, considering they live in different areas, and you could get caught before you completed all three tasks? Or you knew the people that they loved the most were sitting in one house all together, and you could accomplish exactly.
Okay, that was weird.
Tell the Aryan family who set him up and why he lost the product. And at that exact same time, up in Spokane, now we've got the Fetty Bros. And you can bet those Fetty Bros are in contact with their newfound consults in the Aryan family and trafficking organization, letting them know what they'd like to have happen to people that put them away. Humongous collapse of currency market just 4 days prior to the atrocity was the perfect storm for number three.
Hey y'all, I recently came across the content creator by the name of Pavarotti on the YouTube channel J Ombre, and I have to address the stunning connections this guy has made as it fits perfectly into the theories we've been working on over here since shortly after the Koberger arrest. In this video, I will detail motive one of a series of events that took place in the fall of 2022. Specifically, I will introduce you all to what Pavarotti believes to be the missing puzzle piece or key to motive, and is the Pharaohs, a group of drug traffickers from Tacoma, Washington, who were sentenced to decades in prison on November 2nd, 2022, in federal court in Spokane. This was just 11 days before the attack. Now, this is all rather complex, but if you can follow along, I promise you will start to view this case with clarity and understanding. Do me a favor, if you learned something from this video, and if you haven't already, please go check out Pavarotti's channel. It's extremely well-researched, straight to the point content. I just want to make sure I give full credit to the creator because I wouldn't have made connections myself. So consider this sort of a repackaging of his information with a bit of elaboration, my own personal research. With all that said, let's get into this new info and how it connects directly to our victims.
$72 a month.
That's it.
That's crazy.
How much are you paying for your auto insurance?
I would say like
The sequence of events begins in northern Idaho in May of 2021 with the separate tragic fentanyl-related deaths of two young men from Coeur d'Alene. On May 10, 2021, 15 Michael Stable took what looked like a Percocet and was poisoned by a lethal dose of fentanyl. Notwithstanding extensive life-saving efforts, the young man was pronounced dead as a result of a fentanyl overdose. Not long after Michael's death, on May 31st, 2021, 20-year-old Gabriel Casper shot to death in a drug deal gone wrong. During the investigation into the teen's overdose death, the DEA identified a Matthew Holmberg as the likely supplier of the fentanyls that caused the young man's death. Moreover, Holmberg and his associate, Denon Fitterer Usher, were involved in the shooting death of Bill Casper. This victim was found in a pool of blood in the middle of the road with multiple gunshot wounds. Text messages confirmed that the victim had arranged to purchase counterfeit oxy pills laced with fentanyl from Holmberg. In text messages, Holmberg and Usher stated they saw the life leave the victim's body and described their attempts to destroy evidence after the shooting. Ultimately, Fitterer admitted they shot the victim inside their car during a drug deal gone bad. According to Holmberg and Fitterer, the victim pulled out a firearm during the drug transaction and attempted to rob Holmberg and Fitterer Usher. At this point, Fitterer Usher fired, killing the victim. When Holmberg and Fitterer Usher drove away, they left an actual trail of blood on the roadway caused by the victim's body hanging out of the car.
Oh, no, this.
While they drove away from the shooting scene. During the investigation into Holmberg and Fitterer Usher, the DA located the Snapchat monitor of Pac-Man 2021, through which DEA and United States Postal Inspection Service identified the drug organization the Fetty Bros, which was a group of young men from Tacoma, as the primary source of supply to Holmberg and Fitterer Usher. Among other things, a number of suspicious packages were sent from the same Tacoma post office to Holmberg's home. This was the post office that the Fetty Bros frequented to send other packages containing drugs to Spokane, Alaska, and Arizona. According to court documents, there was also an informant involved in this case. A cooperating source also confirmed that the Fetty Bros drug trafficking organization had supplied Holmberg and Usher with fentanyl. This source further confirmed the Fetty Bros obtained large shipments of pills from a transnational cartel, end quote. During the summer of 2021, Hunter O'Mealy, age 19, Caleb Ryan Carr, age 23, and Matthew Gudino Pena, age 21, aka the Fetty Bros, used Snapchat and other social media to locate a source of supply originating in Mexico. The group traveled to Arizona and beyond to obtain deadly fentanyl pills and other drugs in 10-pack quantities and poured those drugs into the Spokane community and others. As they did so, defendants engaged in violent lifestyle without remorse or concern for the impact of their actions on their communities or on those who use their deadly drugs. Throughout, defendants engaged in additional offenses to build their organization and conceal their crimes. Defendants Carr and O'Mealy, for example, illegally transported immigrants across the border to fund their narcotic purchases from a transnational cartel. Defendants
Sounds
even
about
involved
right
a
for
minor in
cartel.
transporting and shipping their fentanyl-laced drugs and utilized other Fetty Bros, including defendant Matthew Gudino Pena, to act as a security detail for their drug shipments. While immersed in this violent conspiracy, the organization amassed numerous firearms, including switches to convert their guns into fully automatic weapons. Then, to conceal their illegal conduct, defendants Carr and O'Mealy set up a luxury clothing brand to launder their drug proceeds. As it became clear that law enforcement may be tracking them, defendants fled to Arizona and attempted to obtain fake identifications to escape to Mexico. While in Arizona, defendants continued to amass firearms inside a housing complex comprised of mostly college students and located next to the University of Arizona campus. The defendants were arrested in October of 2021 in Arizona. During the investigation, law enforcement recovered large quantities of various types of narcotics from members of the trafficking organization. Narcotics that were seized during vehicle stops, package seizures, the execution of several search warrants, and a controlled buy. Most of these were seized from August through September of 2021. As a reminder, 2 Coeur d'Alene deaths were in May of 2021 and they were arrested in October. So this investigation moved pretty fast. But a closer review at the timeline of this investigation may shed some light on who this Coeur d'Alene informant may possibly be. because on August 12th of 2021, Kara Kernodle, mother of victim Xana Kernodle, brought 2 felony drug trafficking charges. This is just before the investigation into the Fetty Bro was really heating up, including a major bust on August 18th, just 6.
I have never heard of the was in this case. This is new to me.
After Kara's arrest. On August 23rd, it looks like Kara ordered into the custody of the sheriff. And I have to wonder if this is to exchange information, possibly set up a control by the Fetty Bros, who were suspects at the time. The fact that Kara Total is in custody on drug trafficking charges during the investigation in this organization and in the same location where the investigation was initiated, coupled with the fact that her sentencing was postponed until November 17th of 2022, just 2 weeks after the Fetty Bros sentencing, strongly suggests that Kara is in fact the informant referenced in the court documents. Now, the Fetty Bros decided to plead guilty in May of 2022. A sentencing memorandum was filed on October 19th, 2022, and they were officially sentenced on November 2nd of 2022. Amelia and Carr were sentenced to 240 months, which translates to 20 years, and Guna Pena to 196 months, about 16 years, for the respective roles in the conspiracy. But this is federal prison, so I do believe they have to serve at least 80% of that. So these guys are going away for a pretty long time. The sentences were announced in a DOJ press release dated November 4th of 2022, just about a week before the King Road massacre. Okay, so putting this all together, the Febros are from Tacoma, Washington, the same city where Jesse James Haley and the Aryan Gang drug trafficking organization was operating until mass indictment in March of 2023. Among those indicted were people from both Washington and Arizona. It's reasonable to deduce that this operation came in and took over after the Fetty Bros were arrested in October of 2021. Furthermore, if you'll recall that Demetrius Robinson, close associate Emma Bailey, also from Tacoma. Robinson is known to sell drugs with Bailey in the Moscow community, and his name has been associated with these murders. Emily and Demetrius Robinson were arrested in Centralia, Washington, which is in the Tacoma area, back in March of 2023 on charges associated with the fentanyl overdose death of U of I student Caden Young. They were on spring break in the Seattle area. The two spent, I believe, a couple months behind bars, but they were eventually let out and these charges were dropped, probably because they likely be informants and snitched on James Bailey, as this major bust was just a week after they were arrested in the Tacoma area after Caden Young's death. So this points to a connection between Demetrius Robinson and the Aryan family prison gang. All of these associates in Tacoma, Washington, involved in drug trafficking. The Fetty Bros sentenced to death in prison, and if Kat is the informant, which the dates seem to point to the fact he is, a pretty case for revenge could be made. And this is why I think that Xana was targeted. But this is just one of various motives. And I intend to break down the other 2 motives that were put on the table by Pavarotti in the coming weeks. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next week.
As theories, I'm at that. We all have good theories, and we all have our own thoughts and our own opinion. the not going to touch on anything else other than we have our own thoughts and our own views. I want to give a special shout out to my brother AR. And I'm always in your corner. I'm on Heather Fitzgerald. And guys have a good night. Try to Monday. This is True Crime Podcast. I'm out. Peace.